Hello. Today I'm going to be telling you about what I think are my 10 most difficult houseplants. Some of the plants on this list are probably going to be surprising for a lot of you because they are surprising. Please leave a comment letting me know what some of your most difficult houseplants are and why. And see if we agree or disagree on any of them. If there's any that keep popping up on multiple lists. And you know what? I'm really excited because I spend a lot of my time sharing my tips and tricks, what I think will be helpful for other people. I think this is gonna be really nice because you guys can help me with my most difficult plants. Hopefully, please help me. Please help me because, please help me. Let's get into the plants. Am I missing one? 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm missing one. Oh, let me lie. Oh man. Okay, to start off, number one first plant I thought of when I was coming up with my list is actually Peperomia persiliata. Oh, I just want it to roll off my tongue a little more smooth. But it is this plant, and this is a plant that I actually think is so cute, but for some reason, I just really struggle with it. As you can see, the top bit of the plant is just yellowing. The foliage is coming in very small, which I think may be pretty typical for this variety, but I'm not sure because the top part of the growth is a lot bigger than the rest of it. So I don't know, it just seems like every time I'm going to water this plant, more of it has yellowed. It's just getting smaller and smaller on the ends. Etiolating, I think is what that's called. Etiolation, I think is what that's called, when it like stretches out and gets smaller. It's not a light issue because I've moved it closer to the light, moved it further from the light. Maybe it's a humidity issue, I don't know, but I do really struggle with this plant, and pretty much every time I pick it up, a bunch of leaves fall off of it. So yeah. Yeah, it's not easy in my opinion, but it is also a plant that I find very cute, so I'm gonna keep it. It just doesn't like me very much. I'm so sorry, I try. I'm really trying with you, I swear. Okay, so next on the list is a very common plant, and it is actually a SCHEFFLERA, or a money tree. So this is actually a galaxy variegated SCHEFFLERA. I actually got rid of my large one because I felt bad that I was killing it, and I thought maybe one of my neighbors could salvage it. Hopefully they've salvaged it, I need to ask. Let's have the galaxy one left over. I have a few issues with this plant. Even the green unvariegated one, I was always getting very curled, bendy leaves. They just were not coming in like uniform. They'd have like really jaggedy edges. They're just doing kind of a weird thing. And then for some reason, all at once, the plant would just drop all of the leaves or fronds or whatever this thing is, all of the stems, and it would just be like this bare stump until it began to grow back. This galaxy one has done it a bunch of times, and like I said, it happened with my green variety as well. I guess I just don't know how to take care of this plant, but I find it to be a lot more difficult than I thought initially they would be, or I had heard initially they would be. The variegated variety in particular, it is actually losing variegation. I know I'm giving it adequate lighting, so I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's just kind of something that happens to this plant. If you have a variegated one of these, let me know if it's lost variegation over time. So just each time it puts out a new leaf, they are less and less variegated, which I guess that's the name of the game with variegation. It's like a toss-up of whether it's gonna come in more or less. This plant has been less, and I only have experience with this one. So again, let me know if that's something that's happened to you. I mean, okay, I still really like the plant. I think it looks so cute in this, but it just frustrates the heck out of me when it drops all of these little fronds. I'm like, curse you, money tree. Next up is maybe another shocking one, and I've actually done one of the more popular One of the more popular videos on my channel is actually about this plant, and it is String of Hearts. Let me unwind her so you can see the sadness that is my String of Hearts plant. So this is actually not a difficult plant, and I will say mine grew so lush and long. This is the plant you guys saw me propagate in my How to Make Your String of Hearts Houseplant More Full. That part of it and keeping it happy for like a season isn't an issue for me, but I don't know, when the seasons switch, it just seems to kind of go into shock and lose all of its little hearts. I was keeping this in a south window, so the south light during the winter is a lot less harsh than south light during the summer, but once it switched to summertime, it just dropped all. My battery died, so if it seems like I jumped to a new thing, I can't remember what I was saying, so the battery died. And I swear I changed my battery before I started. I did actually. Maybe I just put in a dead one on accident and then I wasn't paying attention because me dum-dum. Anyway, back to the string of hearts. The season changed from spring to summer and it got really, really sad. It's kind of bleached. So I do think it's a seasonal thing. The new growth is really small, but it looks a lot healthier than the older stuff. So I think I just need to find a better spot for it where the outside uncontrollable lighting doesn't affect the plant so much. Maybe I need to get it a grow light or something that may help. But yeah, that is my plant. It is not happy. You know what? I'm going to chop up the plant and propagate it like I did in that video again and start fresh. Why not? I'll take this as an opportunity. Next up is a Kalanchoe, mother of millions. And I really love this plant. Don't get me wrong. My issue with it is it gets so, okay, I mean, I need to repot it. So this isn't even really a good reason. I just have been putting it off. So it's a me issue, I guess, not so much the plant, but it's top heavy, and it gets top heavy because it grows really, really, really fast. And another reason this is really hard is you'll be able to see the little babies on the leaves. These suckers line each of these leaves usually, and they'll fall off and just overtake anything around it. So it is kind of a dangerous one to leave next to other plants, simply because those things, if you don't stay on top of pulling them out, they will grow fast, they'll take over, and then it'll be a mess. That's why I find this plant to be pretty hard. Okay, it's not pretty hard, but it is definitely more difficult in a different way than most other plants are, I guess. Thought I'd include this one on the list. Be warned, be warned. It's a cool plant, but it can get a little wild up in here with this one. You need to calm down, you're a mother. All right, so next is probably, okay, I'm saying this about all of them, but this one is another probably shocking one, and it is PILEA peperomioides. So this is actually my mojito variety, kind of same thing with the string of hearts. It was pulled back from a south window during the winter and spring. Come summer, all of the foliage just dried up and has pretty much fallen off. I pulled my mojito variety down here to show you because it's smaller, but it's kind of the same situation with my large one as well. So I'll insert clips of my large one, but on that one you'll see it is quite a bit longer, quite a bit bigger than this one. And it's grown, you can see it has quite a long stem, but the leaves are mostly at the top of the plant. And that is because when seasons change, it just tends to drop the bottom leaves. So the stem ends up bare, and I've just kind of ended up with a little bit of plant at the top. Kind of looks like it's gonna be the same story for this little mojito as well. Again, I need to find a more consistent year-round spot for it, but that makes it difficult in my opinion. So yeah, PILEA peperomioides. Okay, next is like not super difficult care-wise. Like my plant clearly is alive and growing and doing okay, so I don't super struggle with it. This is a Peperomia Hope, but I do think this plant is a little bit more difficult to keep looking super nice like a lot of them you see online. This plant gets really good lighting, but for some reason it still just grows in so spaced out. I'm not sure how to get it to grow more compact. I give it nutrients, I give it really good light, and I'm staying on top of watering it because it is in a room I pass by every single day, so I'm able to, you know, keep tabs on it. But like, it just, as it's grown, that's weird. As it's grown, it's just stretched out and stretched out. I kind of like it. It looks kind of cool. And I do actually really like it on my mantle where it sits, but I just think it's kind of hard to keep looking super nice. You know, I don't know, like super full. If you have any tricks for this to keep this looking more full, let me know, because clearly I'm taking care of it okay because it is growing so many leaves and they are getting a little bit closer together down here. I don't know, it's kind of swaying, but they are getting a little bit closer together down here, but it's still just not super compact like it was up here in the beginning of the plant. This is how it was when I bought it, like full looking like this, and I'm like, oh, I can do this. No, it's stretched right out. So again, any tips, let me know. I don't think it's a lighting thing. I really don't. Next, we have a SCINDAPSUS TREUBII Moonlight. It's growing, it is growing. It has just grown so slowly for me. So if you're somebody that's a worrier about your plants, I don't think this is a great one. I think this is like actually pretty difficult if you're somebody that, you know, thrives on growth. I think that makes this very hard to care for. And I do feel like I'm pretty experienced and good with SCINDAPSUS varieties, but this is just the SCINDAPSUS variety I struggle with the most. I do end up with stuff like this, kind of browning on the leaves and then yellowing. I mean, this is an older leaf, so this isn't a good example because old leaves yellow, it happens. There's no avoiding it, I'm sorry, but I'll just randomly get yellow leaves like this, even on the vine of the plant, and then they'll fall off. So I don't quite know why. I don't know why, and it is just a slow one, so I don't know. If you're kind of impatient, it maybe isn't a great variety. Oh, and look, now it's gonna just send out like runners, no leaves. What the heck is you doing? Where it has lost leaves like that, I have had to like chop up the plant and kind of start fresh with it to try and keep it looking healthy and full. Not that it's not healthy. Okay, maybe it's not healthy. I don't know. I just struggle with it. I really, really do. Plants I struggle with the most are ones where I really cannot pinpoint the issue. Like I try to experiment and see if I change this, will it maybe get better? But this is just a plant where no matter what I've changed, it hasn't really done any better. So why? Next is another peperomia, surprise, surprise, and it is a watermelon, variegated watermelon peperomia. First of all, my plant is no longer very variegated. Some of the leaves have a bit of splashiness on them. You may be able to see, maybe not, because it is so small amount, but yeah, the leaves are tearing. Is this a humidity thing? I know I've read online that it most often has to do with calcium, but I've given the plant extra calcium. That hasn't helped. So yeah, why are we here? Why is this happening? The leaves just grow in shredded. It makes me so sad because this can be such a beautiful plant, and I've seen my friends and people online keeping them so beautiful, and mine is just like, it went through the paper shredder. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really want you to be happy. Could it be a humidity thing? Is it a humidity thing? Because my house is very dry. I can't even say why I mean, okay, it's clear why this one is on the list. And then last up is this stump. Any guesses what this plant is? I have shown it on my channel in the last 6 months, and I was really holding out hope that I was gonna be able to revive this sucker. This is I'm so sad about it. Monstera, Thai constellation. I hate this plant. I will never buy this plant again. I found it to be so finicky and temperamental. And then just, you know what, out of the blue, it up and died. Like I thought I was doing right by this plant. And then it just said, you know what, haha, nope, you're not. And died like all at once. Last time I showed it on my channel, there was a little bit of a green bit right here with a growth point. It's gone. It isn't gonna revive, so I'm actually gonna toss it. I'm gonna toss it. I don't think these are worth spending money on, but that's just me. I'm just bitter. Okay, well, those are all of the plants on this list. Let me know what you thought of them. Do you agree? Or I guess mostly, do you disagree? Do we have any of the same plants on our difficult list? It hurts, it pains me to think about them. They're struggling. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!